Hey, no,
Nobody's with us yet, so
yeah. No, I was going to say, don't be afraid if I throw out some politics and, acknowledging there's a big day coming up. So,
we will just do what we do, you know. So, all right,
yes, indeed.
let's roll in the intro.
Let's do it. Sheila's early. Hey, it's PJ the DJ welcoming you to Friday Night Live on Saturday night. That's right. Yep. We're doing yesterday's last night's show today. Don't ask me why. That's what we're doing. Saturday, November 2nd. Man, we are cruising. Halloween has flown by. That's in the distant past. All those little kids still running around eating all that candy. Baby Ruth and Twix, Mary Jane. Halloween is gone. And what is creeping up on us, Mr. H? What is right around the corner? Man,
Thanksgiving.
I smell pies in the air, turkey, football. I like this time of year. I like it a lot. I like it. I like it like I like all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are going to listen to some music and chat about whatever it is you guys may want to talk about. Listen, I have a second channel here on the YouTube situation. I have a channel where I react to folk music. Yep, the likes of Baez, um, all those folk type people. Um, their names escape me right now. You know, all the big dogs. Check me out at Norspective, where I react to people like Dylan, for instance, the Seekers. I'm learning a great deal about that musical tradition over on that channel. It is Norspective. Check me out on the YouTube machine. I'd like to acknowledge David Brown is in the building. So is Sheila. I think she was first present and accounted for today. That counts for something. I'm not sure what, but it does count for something. On our little channel and on this little show, we're students. And so, what better teacher to have than history? So, we're going to do a little bit of history. What happened on this day? Well, some of the things that happened on this day in country music history, November the 2nd. Take it away, big dog.
Sorry about that. I'm getting stuck. There we go. Howdy, howdy. How you? First of all, how you doing?
I'm good, man. If I were any better, I would be better. But I'm good.
Really?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. I could, but the problem with that is nobody really gives up. You know, they don't care.
Exactly. 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 So, all right. So let's get into it on this day. So in 1926, on this day, was born in Copeville, Texas, Charlie Walker, country musician. Walker worked as a disc jockey in the early 1950s before signing with Decca Records. His first hit, Only You, Only You. I'm wondering if that was a stutter. Was co written with Jack Newman and reached number 9 on the country charts in 1956. Walker later reached number 2 with a Harlan Howard song, Pick Me Up on Your Way Down, and he unfortunately died on September 12th, 2008. Muted.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, so you said Copeville, Texas. Was that the name of the city?
Copeville, yeah. Copeville.
Well, Mr. H, really good information to know. I am glad that that happened on this day in country music.
Yeah,
Yes,
well, you
indeed.
know what? Don't know much about him. And but I figured, you know what? Who knows? Maybe we'll listen to one of 2 of those songs tonight.
Absolutely. Why not?
All right. So in 1961, we had in Edmonton, Alberta, was Katie Lang, Canadian pop and country singer songwriter, who won a Grammy Award in 1989. So if you didn't get it, she was born on this day in 1961. And so again, she got the Grammy Award in 1989 for Best Country Vocal Collaboration for Crying, shared with Roy Orbison, and in 1990 for Best Female Country Vocal Performance for Absolute Torch and Twang.
There's one I know for sure you'll like. The Torch and anything with twang in it. Mr. Rage is all over it. If it's got some twang, he wants to be close by. Katie Lang, I've heard the name,
Yes.
but I don't believe I've ever intentionally listened to Katie Lang.
I've
She
heard her.
sounds-
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but I think she was a singer that she got very short hair or something like that. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she looks like, but Katie Lang sounds like somebody age that should be on my radar for sure. Jolene Witzel is in the building. Right back at you. There was somebody saying, I think it was Sheila, that we were looking kind of weird. Maybe she has a messed up connection. Hopefully that's straightened out. She said we
Yeah, I
look
think she
retarded.
mentioned that you were frozen. Is that still the case there, Sheila?
Case
Well,
closed.
Sheila, we're waiting for you to answer. Oh, that's right. She's not on with us. So,
Doesn't really matter, does it? No.
all right. So let's continue on. So,
Katie
in
Lang.
1983, we have Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton were at number 1 on the U.S. country charts with Islands in the Stream. Great song. It was written by the Bee Gees. It was the first single from Rogers' album, Eyes That See in the Dark, and the second pop number 1 for both Rogers and Parton. Rogers having been there with 1980s Lady, and Parton with 1981's 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5.
Yeah, these guys, man, they really earned the early part of the decade. I mean, Kenny Rogers had a hell of a run, right? On his
Yeah.
own, doing his thing. So did Dolly Parton. But whenever they came together, man, it always worked. Down to the Christmas albums, from what I know. It just always worked with those guys. Islands in the Streams, yeah, great song. Great duet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I listened to that one. I kind of get teary-eyed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. Because it brings back memories of back in high school and stuff like that.
Oh, you go way back.
Way back.
Wow. The trauma.
Yeah.
Western Colorado is checking in. We see you, Tim. We
And you
see
have
you, brother.
Jolene, who is with us.
Jolene is in the building. Witzel? What do you think?
I think it's Witzel,
All right.
kind of like the Derwiener
Okay.
Witzel. Derwiener Witzel.
All right.
So,
I think you should stop while you're ahead. But
uh, absolutely. All right. And then in 2007, Johnny Cash Flower Picking Festival was held in Starkville, Mississippi. Starkville, where Cash was arrested over 40 years earlier and held overnight at the city jail on May 11th, 1965, inspired Cash to write the song Starkville City Jail. The festival, where he was offered a symbolic posthumous pardon, honored Cash's life and music and was expected to become an annual event.
the Johnny Cash Flower Picking Festival. Love the name. If I said it right. I hope I saw that right. You had it up there for just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cool sounding name, man. I bet that was a lot of fun to attend those things. Love Johnny Cash. Got to do more Johnny on the channel. He did a lot of great stuff. I'm hearing in his later years. He hooked up with Rick Rubin and did some great work, which I haven't gotten into yet, but we will at some point. Yeah, great stuff, man.
Well,
Good
you know what? I
history.
saw a picture just the other day with Johnny
Mhm.
Cash, and it was Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley, and the fourth person I can't quite recall
Wow.
who it was, but it was a big singer as well. And Elvis was sitting at the piano while the other three were hovering around him
Mhm.
and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And so to think it was like all those big stars working together
Yeah.
and stuff like that, because a lot of people don't realize, even though Elvis was the king of rock and roll, he was also very much loved in the country realm as well. So
No question. Yeah, no question. Earlier on, I had gotten into doing some Elvis Presley reactions. I mean, although like everybody, I had heard of Elvis and probably heard his big hits in the background. You know what I mean? Other people were
right,
enjoying it and intentionally listening in. Yeah. So I did my first real Elvis Presley um, listening here on the channel. I reacted to probably maybe up to 5 or 6 of his songs, maybe. Um, Great voice, man. The great ones always have great voices, don't they? But
oh yeah.
Elvis, yeah, he was special, man. He was total package, complete package.
Well, they say that Elvis isn't really dead. That some preacher who sings very much like Elvis, they think that it's actually Elvis.
Well, come on. Is anybody really ever dead? Really? I mean,
Well, you know what? I heard the Republican, somebody on the news, who's on news, said that what's his name, Epstein,
oh yeah.
is not dead, and that he's going to reveal himself probably in November or December.
Oh, I thought he might have been maybe an October surprise. No.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, well, Michael Jackson supposedly is not dead either, and is going to, because on YouTube I see these things, the posting from some person who says they're a time traveler, and that in
Hmm.
November Michael Jackson will reveal that he really wasn't dead.
My question about this time traveler is whether or not his YouTube channel is monetized.
Who knows? I haven't checked that out because
Yeah,
actually it's not on YouTube. I'm watching YouTube videos, but it's posted on Facebook is where I'm seeing it. So PJ, what are you drinking there?
this is
Is it Dose?
a Dos Equis, yeah, lager. Yeah, it's pretty good Mexican beer. I like it. Little Dos Equis.
So you are the most interesting man of the world, then.
The least,
Those
the least, the least. Megan Drea is in the building. What's FNL? Well, Megan, first of all, loving the, what do you call the little picture there, Mr. A?
like the Avatar.
Yeah, digging it. Very, very cool. Megan, Friday Night Live, we rip off whatever we can. So Friday
It's
Night Live usually
Saturday
happens
Night
on,
Live.
that's right, usually happens on Friday nights, but we're doing it on Saturday because we didn't do the show last night. So
Yeah.
FNL on Saturday night. That's what's happening.
We definitely were supposed to go live last night. You got home late. I got home late shopping with the wife. And it was like, we talked and like, and you were like, you left it up to me. It's like, do you want to go live tonight?
Yeah.
And if you're okay not to, and I'm like, let's not do it.
Yeah. We always make the right decision. Yeah. Great stuff, Mr. H, on the history, man. It's always good to look back and, you know what I mean, reconnect with all the great stuff that's happened in country music. You want to tell the folks about what's going on over on your channel, even though you're not on there a whole lot lately? I mean, you got a lot of stuff on there that's worth seeing, right?
There is. You can go over to djnojreacts, and that's djnoj, or the DJ starting off with a question mark, noj.
Yeah, he made it real easy. Where does the question mark go?
I pretty much would react to anything that somebody threw at me to listen to. I've done Tom McDonald, different types of European rock stars and stuff like that. And but honestly, since you had your scare, you notice I used the royal we, you and I, when you had your scare with the cancer. I don't think I've done anything since you had initially announced that.
Yeah.
And so I need to probably get back in there and post some stuff. But I think I probably have up there, maybe 75 to 100 songs that I've done too. I started the show out because after, we got you listening to country, then you started having me listen to some hip hop and stuff. So I started off with that, and I suggest start at the very beginning, list it according to date, start where I first started going, and that'll give you something to watch over there at DJ !NoJ reacts. So
check it.
Or you can go to this one here. This is it right here. The at DJ !NoJ react or DJ !No-J reacts. There we go.
There you go. Again, just really, not too complicated. JD is in the building.
Even though I sometimes get tongue twisted.
Yeah. JD representing beautiful island nation of Japan is in the building.
Yep. And by the way, I'd like to just to remind people that at the bottom of the screen right now, we have the link. It's in the description on YouTube anyway, where you can click over. In order for you to continue to watch the show when PJ is doing his reaction, you have to switch over to StreamYard, because otherwise it's a strike when we start playing music without having it previously approved and stuff. So go ahead and join us on over there starting now. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat so you can just click on that. We have one person or two people now over on the StreamYard now, but the other 7, please go ahead and head on over there so that way you won't miss anything. And John Davison says hello to both you guys. Hey, John, how's it going? You know what? You and I were discussing about John, and John, we're wondering if you're really John or if you're somebody else. So during the show, I'm going to shoot you a link to be able to join live with us so we can put a face to the name and a voice and stuff like that. So if you're okay with that, you only have to be with us for a minute or two. If you know,
So
you
you're
might
saying you think he's a double agent? Is that what you're saying?
be a double. I think you think he's a double agent. I'm just throwing it out there. So
Woo!
oh, and
Okay.
Megan asked a question. What? There's no previous approval needed for reactions? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's something that I don't even try to wrap my feeble intellectual capacity around. They tell me that them's the rules, and you know,
Well, there's what it is, and it's not somebody actually viewing the show. It's the
right.
algorithms. And so when we start to play copyrighted music, um, if we play it for, let's say, 10 seconds, no issue. We're
7.
following the rules. But once you get past 30 seconds, now you're in the realm of you have to get permission. And so that's why we go to StreamYard, and PJ will react to it on StreamYard. We download it. He's able to cut it up to two birds, one stone. We get to be with you live, and then he gets to build content to post on his channel. But he does have to submit it for approval, since it does have copyrighted information.
Okay, so listen, great stuff, brother. Bring up Megan's comment real quick because, um, you know, they may want to pop on. We invite you to pop on live with us if you'd like. We can send you, the link to jump on here with us. I'd be the first one to tell you that I don't know anything about this stuff, very little. But I do know that we've been on live before, and I have been warned about using copywritten material while
Yeah.
on live, and we've actually been knocked off.
Yes, and we
Right?
had to reboot and send out the link or the new link for people to continue watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe you're doing something that we should consider, and I'm wide open to hearing from you.
By the way,
Yeah.
Robin's in the house.
Queen of the Trolls. There she goes.
And I think she logged. Robin, you logged on late to miss PJ talking about that we're doing Friday Night Live on Saturday because we didn't go live last night.
Yeah.
We had originally advertised that we were going live last night, but then realized we had been out all day and we're too tired to do so.
Yeah, man. Just, old people need their rest.
Yep. See the grays? See the gray?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got it too. You got the grays going on too.
There's something wrong with your vision, sir. That is like really dark brown. I'm not sure what
You
you're
talking about
talking
my
about.
mustache?
I thought you were talking about mine. Okay.
Oh, your hair on the top is dark, but your beard is gray.
Is it gray? That's dark brown. It's really dark brown.
It looks
You-
white to me.
You, sir, need to have your vision tested. Well, folks, most of you know that on the channel right now, I am in the middle of a Gary Stewart deep dive. I do this occasionally. We jump on an artist and, dig a little deeper. We go beyond the 1 or 2 songs. We might do 5 or 6, depending on how much time I have. And so I just wanted to update you on my deep dive. So the first time I heard him was on a song from his 1975 album titled Out of Hand. There's also a song called Out of Hand, which I've reacted to. We haven't posted it yet. That's coming. The song was called Acting Single, Drinking Doubles. She's acting single, I'm drinking doubles. H, you and I were, I think we were on when we did that one. Oh, we've
Yeah.
definitely been on for some of his other stuff. Just blew me away. At first, it took me 2 or 3 songs to settle in to his to what was going on with him, and it took me that to connect. But I really, really dig Mr. Gary Stewart. Um, love his voice, love his choice um, in songs. Love the fact that I've been, Mr. H, introduced to the Honky Tonk King. I was not aware that there was a Honky Tonk King.
Hmm.
I know now. And it's good to know the Honky Tonk King. Great songs, some of the ones that I've listened to so far. Um, in a Room Above the Street, 10 More Years of This. Um, this one I just mentioned, Out of Hand, the title of the album. A Single Again. Just a really unique voice, a lot of character. I love those kinds of voices. Nothing conventional about it at all. And then the honky tonk stuff, which I'm just starting to really understand and to see what it really is. Um, and I have Mr. Gary Ronnie Stewart to thank for that. So the journey continues. I'm going to react to a couple more of his songs with you live this evening. We're going to wrap up that dive. But I just wanted to, before we move on, was just to explore a little bit more about Mr. Stewart. So I have a couple of things up that I want to share with you. One is his Wikipedia page, which everybody's privy to. Am I sharing that, Mr. H? Maybe I should.
I'm not too sure. I see a picture before I bring it up. A picture with somebody
I'm gonna
and with a female
I'm gonna go
standing
ahead.
side by side.
No, that's a different one. Let me go ahead and share this one right here. It's boring, but it's useful. And we get that up on the screen. There we
All
go.
right. Yeah. There we go.
That's we can work with that. You can see that pretty good, right?
Yep.
Okay. So again, Gary Stewart just ran into the guy just recently was introduced. He was born in the year 1944, December 16th. He died in 2003. He was a singer-songwriter known for his distinctive vibrato. When I first heard him, I wasn't sure about that vibrato. It was definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But as I kept listening, it was like, yeah, I really like what he's doing here. So he's known for that, and he's heavily influenced, and it makes so much sense after reacting to 4 or 5 of his songs. You can really feel the southern rock influence in a lot of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at the height of his popularity, which was in the mid 70s, um, that bastion of mainstream magazine news, Time magazine, came out and labeled him the king of honky tonk. So that stuck. His biggest hits were in the late 1970s. She's Acting Single, I'm Drinking Doubles. I loved it. I reacted to it here on the channel. His biggest to date. It topped the charts in 75. What were you doing in 1975, Robin? Um, on December 16, 2003, Stewart died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound
Hmm.
1 month after the death of his wife. There was some Yeah, I get the sense that there was um, some demons active, Mr. H, and a troubled soul type vibe. Um,
Yeah. I think,
Coming
it probably heartbroken, could possibly, because, so soon after his wife had died. So possibly that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, might have been some drug use, perhaps. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm saying there might have been some other stuff happening too. Um, so he learned to play the guitar, began touring with local bands in his teens. Music was always in his blood. He came to it um, at a very young age. Um, he was playing at local honky tonks in Okeechobee, Florida. There's a famous honky tonk there called the Wagon Wheel. He ran into your favorite country performer, Mr. H, Mel Tillis.
But who was that?
Yes, Mel. He ran into Mel. Mel heard his stuff and told him he needed to get his behind to Nashville pronto. Um, so he did that. He took Mel's advice and headed to Nashville. He wrote some songs, got together with the local policeman who was also a songwriter, and they ended up writing Stonewall Jackson's "Poor Red Georgia Dirt," which was a hit for him in 1965. So he has some writing chops. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
Right.
he's doing his thing. Okay. He did several recordings, but nothing really, no big hits. Um, he wrote some songs for Billy Walker. She Goes Walking Through My Mind, Traces of a Woman, It's Time to Love Her for Cal Smith. Writing chops. People are singing his songs. He even played piano for a time in Charlie Pride's band, the Pridesmen. He played piano with Charlie Pride for a while. So he got all disappointed with the whole Nashville scene and headed back to Florida and went back to playing his countrified rock and roll in the local honky tonks and bars. In 1970, Motown Records, hoping to get Nashville artists to record their Motown songs, paid him $30 to record countrified demos of some of the biggest Motown hits ever. Baby, I need your loving, right?
Yep.
Yes to me, yes to you, yesterday. I can't help myself. Sugar pie, honey bunch. So this is how he he's starting to break into doing what he wants to do. Motown
Right.
Records approaches him, do these demos for us. And he did those demos. Those exist somewhere.
Right.
He was let's see, at the peak of his career, he was dropped from Nap. That's a label. Then from Decca. But a series of demo tapes, Mr. H, including the countrified Motown tunes, found their way into the hands of producer Roy Dale. You get the full story here.
Right.
Now you know why Roy produces all of his stuff. So Roy convinced Jerry Bradley to sign Stewart to RCA Records. So he went back to Nashville in '73 and recorded a cover version of Ramblin' Man, a song by the Allman Brothers, both of whom happened to be personal friends with Stewart. Some people have luck, and then some people have the Allman Brothers for personal friends.
Well, you know who he's sounding like? He's sounding like Mike Savage there, who knows everybody.
Everybody in country. Everybody in country. So the Ramblin' Man song charted uh, a whopping disappointing 63 on the country chart. But the follow up to it, Drinking Thing, which we are going to get into tonight, that's one of the ones we're going to do. Drinking Thing, which was released in 74, became a top 10 hit for him. So he's like all up in your face now. He has arrived. Got a top 10 hit, man. That's where your problems start, Mr. H. His album, Out of Hand, which is a very important album in country music, I'm learning. It's one of, you would, it would definitely be, in my humble opinion, this is very humble, people. I'm thinking that album is probably in the top 100 country albums of all times.
Right.
Let's see. Out of Hand, the title cut became the number 4 country hit and was followed by the number 1 hit, She's Acting Single. I'm over here getting drunk on tequila. I mean, it happens. It happens. It's happened to me. I was drinking rum, Mr. H, not tequila. Rum and Coke, Mr. H. That's what I was drinking. Yes, that was my counselor.
Slow down, Turbo.
The album Out of Hand, which climbed to number 6 on the Billboard Country Album Chart, has since become one of the most critically lauded country albums of the 1970s. So say none other than Village Voice critic Robert, however you pronounced that last name, Christgau. He gave the album an A, saying that it was the best regular issue country LP I've heard in about 5 years. Rolling Stone gave it high praise as well, stating that with practitioners like Stewart around, honky tonk and rockabilly may not be dead yet. Another critic of all music later gave the album 5 out of 5 stars and stated that a strong case could be made for Out of Hand as one of the top 100 country records of all time. It was a big effing deal. It might be in this writer's top 10. Country music critic Mr. H called Out of Hand one of the greatest honky tonk country albums ever recorded. All right, so I have a wonderful appreciation for what this man has been able to accomplish. I love his story. It's a good one. It's one we've seen before. But yeah, man, he took advantage of his talent. And that's kind of where I'm at with Mr. Stewart. I know it's the tip of the iceberg, but we've listened to some really good stuff. And I appreciate the introduction to Mr. Gary Stewart. And yeah, we're going to do a couple more of his songs and wrap up our dive into this wonderful artist. Yeah.
Nice. So, you've got to send me some of the links or whatever songs you want to go ahead and do with him. In the meantime, Robin had sent in a request for Old Crow Medicine Show Sow next go round, and so and I just so happened I had it downloaded. I
Oh,
think
nice.
somebody else had requested it as well.
All
But
right.
before we can do that, just a reminder to everyone, the three that are currently still in watching from the YouTube channel, please go click on the link that just got put into the chat to switch over to StreamYard. That way you can stay with us. Otherwise, when we cut over to just StreamYard, so as not to get tagged by YouTube, we end up losing a couple. So, oh, was it you, Robin? Okay, so Robin's saying she requested a couple weeks ago. Well, I just so happened I did download it, had it ready. We just never got a chance to actually watch it the night that we had it downloaded, because I think I think we covered like 10 or 11 songs that night. And
Yeah,
after 3 hours, it's like,
yeah,
we got to we're getting tired.
yeah. Well, let
I
me
can
get
talk, but I can't talk that much.
right. I'm gonna grab my my earphones real quick.
All right, sounds good. So, hold on, folks. What did I do? What did I do? All right, so let me switch over here. So while he's walking around getting his headphones and stuff. So, folks, again, in the chat is the link for YouTube, or excuse me, StreamYard. Please go ahead and click on that and head on over, because now we have 4 people on YouTube watching. Switch over to StreamYard so that way you can stay with us. To respond to Megan, because Megan had asked if she could, did it have to be country? And I said, well, we'd like to focus on country, but it doesn't have to be, because this is not Friday. See, if we were on Friday Night Live, we would stick to country. But this is anything can happen Saturday, because this is Friday Night Live on Saturday. So anything is open and stuff.
Mr. H, I just love how you take charge and make up the rules as we go. I love it.
Well, folks, I do it so he doesn't have to.
There you go. You may not want me doing it.
Well, and I had mentioned in the chat with to Megan that since I don't know if you've seen her name before, I hadn't seen her name before, so I'm not too sure how new she was. If we're,
I want to say that in the comments, her name does look familiar. Yeah, was that the one with the superhero thing, or is that a different person? Okay.
Yeah. So again, anybody. It doesn't have to be just Megan, or it's literally anyone. In the chat is also the email that we're using. It's djnojreacts@yahoo.com. Send us the name of the artist and the name of the song. If you happen to have the particular YouTube link that you want PJ to react to, just go ahead and send us that, and we'd be happy to, makes it a lot easier for me to grab it, download it, and get it ready while PJ is reacting to other songs and stuff. So
Yep.
all right, let's see who else. Okay, you know what, we got 7 people that made it over. Nobody's on YouTube at all, right? Oh, one person just popped, making me a liar. The person who just popped up on YouTube, you're killing me here. All right, so I'm just going to tell you right now, if you want to stay with us,
kill him.
Click on this link that just went into the chat. Follow us over so you can watch us live as PJ reacts to music. So, and in order to see if that person is going to switch over, in hopes that they will, are you switching over?
That that you're using it. Beautiful.
So switch on over. Again, the chat is in the link or the link is in the chat. Dyslexia is a horrible disease, folks. So switch on over.
I know. I'm in a wheelchair for it.
Again, killing me. Now we got 2 people on YouTube. Switch over to the link that's just.
I think there's a delay. There's a slight delay in us getting out there. I think we'll be fine. They'll figure it out.
Well, folks, it's also in the description. So when we shut down YouTube, if you want to continue on listening, just head on over to StreamYard. That's in the description.
We're heading over to StreamYard now. Goodbye.
All right. So quick. We're going to just switch to a quick whiskey commercial.
Let's do it.
Are you sitting home with nothing to do? Are you hankering for something to drink? Are you drinking beer and questioning your sexuality?